All right, Mook. I am about to demonstrate the second half. Do this kind of backwards. So I'm going to demonstrate the second half of how these veggies turn out. I'm heating up my wok, as you can see. Right? Get my wok nice and hot. So when I put my gravy in there, it will explode and start to break down rather quickly. Here you go, spoonful. This gravy was made earlier on in the week. All right. So as soon as that starts to break down, as you can see, it's breaking down a little bit in there. All right. So I help it break down a little bit by stirring it a little bit. Once it's hot, I'll add a little water and it'll really start to break down. You can add a little oil. That always helps. Very little. And very little water. Starting to break down, as you probably can see. Add just a hint of water. Help it out a little bit. Stir kind of vigorously. Get your gravy nice and broke down. All right. And as I continue to let this thing break down, I'll get my my veggies out. Here I got some Chinese mixed vegetables, regular Chinese mixed vegetable bag. Stir fry vegetables, has carrots, broccoli, snow peas in it, cabbage and whatnot. And then I have some bok choy, which I really like, that I cut up earlier to begin this process. So first thing I'm gonna do is drop a handful of this bok choy in here. Love the green portion, so throw that in there. And then I'm going to add these mixed vegetables. It's a considerable amount. And if you need to add more, you can. Just start the stirring process. Get that gravy all wound up in there. And you have it on a high fire right now. Alright, because I like it to really break down. So add just a wee bit of water to that because it seems like it needs it. You're going to get some out of these veggies too. They're going to steam up. I think for this one, I'm going to add a little more of my bouillon, my gravy that I prepared. Half a spoon. Alright, I really want that to break down quite quickly, so I'll try to encourage it with a little stir. A little more water. That's it. Make sure that's mainly over the fire. And when that starts to break down, I'm going to continue to stir it up vigorously. And the end result will be something quite beautiful. Morning, Ed.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you?
Oh, excellent, thank you.
Good, good. Okay. Get my plate ready. I'm a little anxious. So now that it started to break down, as you can see, it's kind of soupy. Break it on down. It'll finish breaking down though. Stir this up. Sometimes I put an egg, or I cook an egg separately, then I mix it in afterwards. And sometimes I add fresh spinach when I want more greens, which I do, but this is more than enough food for me right now, so I'll just let that cook. As you can see, it's doing its thing, doing its thing. It's going to be quite good. following this video, I'm going to give you the ingredients that I put the gravy together with, and I make enough that I can make several meals. So I make it in a bigger, about a 7-quart or so pot. I saw it looked like you had about a 3 there, so we'll start you off with like 3 bouillon cubes and let that work on it. Me, I have about 5 in my bigger pot. And after that's broken down, there's an array of seasonings that I put in there to get the flavor that I so desire. So I'll share all of that with you in the next segment. But meanwhile, this one is cooking up nicely. And it is on blast. See if I can get you to see that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's cooking down nice. Right. All right. I like a high fire. I just kind of stay over it to make sure it doesn't burn. But I like to cook this stuff down. So I use enough gravy. If I need more, I can add more, but I don't need any more for this. And when I pour it out, it's just going to be succulent, crisp, and delicious. And so will yours be. So this is the first installment of Brian's Special Wok Stir Fry. It is absolutely wonderful. It's a combination. I got a little ginger, a little soy sauce, of course my bouillon, and I use a 5 spice cocktail Asian cocktail that I get from the Asian guys. It's wonderful. So I add just a wee bit of water to that. Give it a quick once round, just a little bit. And then I'll pour it off on my plate, so you can see it. All right, here we go. Well, there you go. So now I go over to the sink and wash this. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and stop that recording. Or before I do, I'll give you a little look-see. This is the finished product. I could have more or less gravy. I choose to have less because it's nice and thick and that gravy kind of sits on the food. It is quite delicious. And that's all for this segment of Give Ash the Hookup. All right? Talk to you a little bit later on today. Love you, kiddo. And there we go. Bye.